Hello there, everyone. Cough is normally, but welcome to the channel. It's New Gear. So while I was in hospital, you may have seen the video last night, where I knew was in hospital, where I literally just filmed myself for about 30 seconds, just sitting in bed drinking coffee in hospital with no context or explanation. Yeah, right. So let's start at the very beginning of this story. Went to the GP yesterday with severe headaches. Well, a severe headache episode last week, that had been building up from a few previous episodes, a few days before. It got so bad that I thought, I'm calling the GP. This is pretty serious. Don't know what the hell that was. No explanation. No reason to have a headache. I don't do drugs. I'm not head trauma. I've not, done anything particularly different. Just severe headache out of nowhere. Like worst pain I've felt that I can remember since God knows how long. More painful than when I sprained my foot the other week in work. I'd rather sprain my foot again. That was less painful. So anyway, went to the GP. Explained the situation. There's a bit more to the story about when the headache came upon, but we'll leave that bit out. That's not really important for this because told the GP that. The GP did like all sort of reflex tests, like touch the nose, touch the finger, touch the nose, blah blah blah. Follow my eyes. Got the like reflex things with the boom. You knock someone on a reflex point and it your leg kicks and whatever. That was really weird and cool because I never had that done before, and it was so weird because my leg and my arm involuntarily moved from the being hit by the thing, which was kind of cool. Tried to push me away, pull me to you, all that kind of jazz. And then with the medical, has any family had this happen before? You get medications, and literally every single answer to every single question was nope. How much do you drink? Like, not loads, to be fair. Like, not drank anything. So it was true. Not drank anything this week. Went through like a bajillion questions, to try and figure something out. Literally, like I said, no to everything. I was like, no, not, nothing. Literally nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Done nothing. She's a bit like, okay, now I'm confused. So, she did like an air temperature thing, checked my eyes, checked my heartbeat, checked everything, and my blood pressure. Everything was perfect. The only thing that was wrong with me was my blood pressure was a little bit low, but like not in a worrying amount. So that was it. So I go out the doctor's, or I go out the GP's room, went to the waiting room, went in there for about 10 minutes, and then she comes back. I'm thinking she got a little envelope with her. I'm thinking this is going to be her saying, this is some medication you might need, or this is I've booked you in for a quick check with a specialist, next week or something. I don't know, something. She's like, you need to go to the hospital now. They're expecting you. And it's like, okay. Originally, I was in work that day. I took like an hour or so at work to the doctors, thinking, go to the doctors, go back to work. Happy days. That's it, really. Nothing to it. A little envelope basically said GP assessment unit, medics approved. So she'd call up the medics or something. They advised I go to the hospital. So I'm like, oh, okay. So then I've got to ride back to work, get my stuff from work, tell work, hey, go to hospital. Go home, get some more stuff, and then go to the hospital. And literally, I walk in to the A&E reception desk area. Normally what you do is you say, hi, I'm here, and they give you a little ticket. They don't ask you there what your problem is. I think they might check that you're not seriously injured, and if it's not serious and you're not about to die, you get a little ticket with a number on it, and you just wait until no one comes up, and then you go into a little room to the side, and the nurse or the doctor will see you for 30 seconds. Just explain what's going on, and then they'll refer you to the area you need to be at, and then the person from that area, when they're ready, will come get you and you do your thing. And I walk in. I walk up to the front desk. I give him an envelope. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I don't know where the GPU area is. So I say, hey, I've got this. Just come to the GP. So he said, what's your name? I said, Luke Hall. And within about 5 seconds, he said, oh, yeah, just go to GPU straight over there. Point in, find out your GPU area and let's sign myself in. And went in the waiting area, waited for a bit, and got brought in. And basically the next hour or so was basically the exact same as when I was at the GP before, just in the hospital. It's the same thing, they asked all the same questions again. They did the reflex tests. They did a few different like tests on me, like body like pushing, and checked my fingers and my hands and just everything, and just once again everything was going up perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with me. I could do this, could do that, no problems, no sight vision, no, it's all good, all good, everything's fine. Which is a bit weird because like, why do I have a headache that is like the pain out of 10 is a pain level like 12? Come out of nowhere that I've never had before, and why did it last for over an hour, and why was it this bad? Anyway, get my blood taken on that arm right there. You can't just see it now. It was quite. Someone's at the door. Give me a second. Bit random. SSE guys, check the meter. Okay, right. Lost train of thought. Anyway, so I got my blood taken. That arm, can't really see it. It was a very small hole, obviously. Blood. It was a bit like. Never had blood taken. Working in a care home. I've seen blood taken before. Never knew what it felt like. So like, ooh, like a sharp pain for like 1 second as they get the needle in, and like you see the blood coming out. I was like, whoa, it's really cool. Took my bloods, took an ECG, took my blood pressure. And then it said, "You go for a CT scan using your brain." I was like, "Oh, CT scan? Never had a CT scan. Well, this is scary." So I was like, "Well, it wasn't scary. It was like, oh, this is all new." So I get in the CT scan machine, lying down, and they're like, line me up. And so I got 5 minutes. I swear it's like 2.5 minutes, but whatever. Did a CT scan. Back to the GP assessment unit. Specialist doctor saw me. He was like, same things again, same questions. A few more reflex tests for hands and stuff. It was like, do you drink? Same questions again. Like throughout the day, like 3 or 4 people asked me the same set of questions and did the same set of tests for me, and they all came back the same. Like, literally fine. So I did all this jazz. And eventually, after all that, they sort of came to the conclusion like they've no idea what the fuck is going on. Neither did I. Like I went to the GP. I thought I'd get like, I don't know what I thought I'd get. Didn't think I'd be in the hospital though. So they come back to me like, what we're thinking about doing is doing a lumbar puncture to check if there isn't a small bleed on the brain. We don't think there is, but just in case. Now, obviously, it's dangerous to like stick a needle in someone's brain. So what they did to us, which is what a lumbar puncture is. Take a little like needle into the base of the spine. Take some of the fluid, because like apparently the fluid that goes through the spine also goes through the brain, so they'll be able to check and see if there's any brain injury or whatever, just in case I had a brain bleed or aneurysm, because it was really horrific, the pain. Like it started at the back of the head. That's not going on, was it? Started at the back of the head, like it instantly just hit. Starts at the back. For the next 45 minutes, an hour or so, it's the most horrendous pain I've ever felt, and it moves its way up to the top of my head, around there, stays around there, lowers itself to about 6, 7, 8 on the pain scale. But then as I've got a throbbing headache the next 2 days, and then I still like have this like slight dull headache the past couple of days as well, like just now. So it's a bit weird. So anyway, they take me to like a bed, an actual bed on a ward. And surprisingly enough, the ward was quite empty to be fair, so there was like 2 or 3 people on there. So anyway, I'm on the ward, as it were. And they basically go, okay, I'm the doctor, what's going to happen is this. We're going to clean your back, and actually beforehand, I give them credit, they did like have like a consent form and went through the risks with me. But then, I'm on the bed, so to explain what they did, so they came in, got obviously the sitting position that I need to be at, so like, my legs were on a stool in front of me, and like I had to push the lower back out, which it was a bit uncomfortable for the entire time I was doing it, So I did that. I started like cleaning my lower back, like with proper like stuff to make sure that it doesn't get infected after the fact. And then it was like, that was the next, say 10 minutes or so, was just like 15 minutes was just like, ugh. So first what they do, they're like drawing on my back, just to sort of figure out the point, they know what we're going to do. Then they like stick the anaesthetic in, which ironically the anaesthetic going in was probably one of those painful parts. So I went in, like I'm getting a needle stabbed into my back. I didn't go all the way in, didn't have to go as far as the actual other needle goes. I still went in reasonably far, and that kind of hurt. And when they pushed it in, it was like a bit more. Actually, saying a bit more. It hurt. It's funny because it hurts as they're putting the anaesthetic in. And it's just like, I'll put a bit more. I'm thinking, right, I want an anaesthetic so it doesn't hurt when I'm getting it actually done, but it kind of hurts while getting it done. So, getting it pushed in. So they do that and they pull the anaesthetic out. And then my back, it's not like pain, but it feels painful, but not painful at the same time. Well, the anaesthetic is like doing its thing. That's what numbing is. When it numbs, it just sort of, it just feels weird. And then like they started trying to get like the actual like needle injection thing in for the fluid, which she was missing. I think she was like not very. She had like another doctor with her. She was like sort of being guided, which is fair enough. I don't really mind. You gotta learn somehow. So first couple of times she didn't quite get it in, so I'm just getting literally stabbed in the back with a fucking needle going that far into my back, and it's like, like I wasn't making that noise, but mentally I was like, like because like I'd like what's a jolt, but like I'd like quiver with the pain every so often because like they're trying to get it in, but it's not going like where they want it to, so I'm just like getting stabbed with a needle in the back, and it's like you can feel it. And then, like, when they actually get it in, a couple minutes later, it's no longer painful. I can't feel any pain, but I can feel something in my back, and I can't like actually feel like a needle, but I can just feel this weird sensation in my back, and it just feels weird. So I'm sat there, and they say it took about 5 minutes. It should take about 5 minutes for the fluid to come out, but apparently my fluid does. They said that it's coming out quite well actually, so it didn't take 5 minutes. It took about 3 minutes, whatever, probably less than that. Fluid, and then it's like, it still feels weird. Not sure it's because I was numbed or because there was a needle in my fucking spine, but it just felt weird. At that point there was no pain. It just felt weird. So I took the needle out. Like at this point, I didn't actually see the fluid. I was curious because I saw my blood when I got took it out, but I didn't actually get to see the fluid from my spine, which could be kind of weird, but kind of what does it look like? That'd be kind of cool. So no, they were wipe my back down again. I think of all the markers and stuff. But like not a plaster, but not a bandage, like a covering on it, a dressing. And then just said, yeah, just wait here, and we'll be back when we got your test results. Like my bloods, my ECG, my fucking they have my ECG anyway. Well, the CT scan, the everything. So just said, make sure you drink plenty of water. So I said that like a full jug of like 700 mils of water, drank it all in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Went to the toilet twice, and I kid you not, if they were basing my health on the colour of my urine or like how my urine is, I would be the most healthy person in that entire hospital. Because I went for a piss twice, right? After I drank like a shit ton of that water, and it was crystal clear. I was out on piss. I'm thinking, I am so hydrated right now. That is like, I've never been that hydrated my entire life. It's brilliant. I thought it was worth. I was like, oh, no, I'm so hydrated. Look at that. It's brilliant. I should drink more water more often. But anyway, mainly because I was just sat there with literally nothing to do. I was on my phone, texting a few people, listening to some music, watching a bit of YouTube. My phone was like on 20%. I didn't want to use too much because I didn't know was I going to be there all night. Was I going to be there for a couple more hours? How long was it? And so basically, it was about an hour and a half or so, 2 hours ish, give or take. Probably take actually, it wasn't probably, no, 2 hours. It was over an hour at least. So we'll say about an hour and a half ish. Well, I was just sat on the bed, listening to music, watching you, texting, drinking plenty of water, going for some very hydrated pisses. Spoke to the woman that was like in the other bed over there. She was here for in a way the kind of same reason I was. Cause she went to the GP with something or other, and then the GP went to the hospital. Same for me. So I sat there for like an hour and a half, and a woman then comes along. Oh, we take your blood pressure again. Okay, fine. Took blood pressure. It was fine, I think. So I took blood pressure, and I just said to her, how long do you think do you know how long this is going to be? And that point, I sat there for over an hour now. I was thinking, right, okay, what's going on? Because it was like 10 o'clock. I wanted to know, am I staying here overnight, or can I go in only an hour, or is it going to be another 2 hours till it's ready, or what situation? I didn't. If I had to stay overnight, I wouldn't have minded. I'd rather know that I'm staying overnight, so I could sort of settle down, chill out, get my book out, put a phone on charge, whatever else. So I will go ask. 20 years later, the nurse person that had been, had been with me all day or whatever. I've been doing my whole thing and did my lumbar puncture. Came back and was like, everything's come out fine. You've not got a bleed on the brain. Your CT scan's fine. Your bloods are fine. There's no foreign organisms. There's no blood. There's no nothing. You're perfectly fine. And it was like, I mean, I kind of guessed that myself because I didn't, die or something. I was still walking and talking, so I figured it out with a brain lead. But I think just generally because of the seriousness of the headache and the fact that there was no underlying clear cause, they're not sure how it came to be. That's probably why the doctor was just doing that. So anyway, it's just, so as I thanked them, handshake, all that, got stuff ready. And they said, if you have it again, it's as serious as it was, maybe come back in straight to us and we'll you can see the specialist for headaches and stuff and that. Also said that she also, well, they don't have a CT scan done. They also said, like, with a CT scan, it's best if like a head injury or a head problem in general, it's best to do it within 6 hours of whatever the problem is happening, to get a better clear picture of what it is. What happened for me was like a week ago, so it was like there's nothing to show. So in a weird way, I feel like I wasted everyone's time because yes, I went to the doctors with a severe headache, but I didn't really want to go to the hospital. I didn't want to like waste my time with a CT scan. Like, who knows? Like someone there could have had cancer and needed a CT scan, and there I am getting a CT scan for nothing really. Ultimately, I had a CT scan, my blood's taken, a lumbar puncture, and like my blood pressure done like 3 times for nothing. Because like every single time, everything came back perfectly. Like blood pressure was fine, ECG was fine, blood was fine, everything was fine. It's like, if anything, it was just like a little trip out for me. A fucking day out to the hospital. That's all it was for me. It wasn't like am I dying? I need some medical help. It was like, oh well, I'll just have half a day off work in the hospital for the day. That's all it came down to, really. Yeah, I suppose in a sense. Better to be safe than sorry, because on the off chance I did have a small brain bleed, and they got it. Happy days, got it. But they can rest easy, and I can rest easier that I'm not having a brain bleed, which was kind of guessable. But it's just testament to this country, the NHS. I walked into the hospital at like 4 o'clock, and by the time I left at like 10:30, so like 6 hours and a bit later, I had my bloods taken. I had 3 blood pressures taken. I'd been seen by quite a few doctors. I had an ECG taken. I had a CT scan done. I had a lumbar puncture done. I had so much done. I mean, I figured it's because like it was like a serious thing or it seemed pretty serious. I've been to the hospital before, like when I sprained my ankle and my foot and that at work. And literally, I was there for about 6 hours. 4 hours of that was just waiting around. And about an hour and a half of this was waiting around. 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe that, a little less. So maybe because like it seems so serious, that's why they seem to be quite quick and I didn't have to wait around for 4 hours. But yeah, I literally that was a story of how I went to the GP with, just trying to figure out why I had a very severe headache for apparently no reason. And then end up going to hospital and getting a lumbar puncture, which resulted in finding out that there's nothing wrong with me at the moment. I mean, the one thing I took away from it was that at least internally I seem perfectly healthy. Like bloods was fine, ECG was fine, lumbar puncture was fine, fucking CT scan was fine. So like they've had a good look at me internally. So and they've said everything was fine. So I'm pretty healthy, guys, and I'm not gonna die from a brain bleed. Well, not today at least. Maybe in the future, and hopefully we'll catch it then. Because till then, guys, or until my next little video or adventure to the hospital for whatever reason. Thank you for watching, guys, and we've almost hit 20 minutes. I didn't actually plan it to hit 20 minutes. I just thought I'd tell the story of how my day started with going to the GP and then ended up getting a lumbar puncture in hospital. Good lord, what a fucking day that was. Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, got a lumbar puncture and all sort of medical stuff done. There's nothing wrong with me. No idea. Still no idea why I had a headache that was like the most severe headache I ever had. Like that. That I'm not gonna lie about. Like I'm not faking it. That was horrific. But I just had it for some reason or other, and I guess we'll never know why. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, stay awesome, and don't get brain bleeds. Bye, guys.